Hello there and welcome back to my videos. In this video we want to speak about the component logging, and in this video I will show how you can delete a message. I will not delete the message permanently from the database. I think that's something we need to discuss over some couple of videos, of course, and I will just mark it like a deleted ad. It's getting the UTC timestamp based on the time you want to delete it. And when we have done that, we'll refactoring a little bit code and add return types around in the code, because I've found there's some small mistakes where I have forgot that. So that's what we're gonna do and what we want to work with. I think this video will take 10 minutes or 15 minutes, something like that. I don't hope it's taking much more than that. So I really hope you will stay here with me today. And don't forget to press the thing in the right corner below that will subscribe my channel, and then I'll be very happy to serve you videos about my projects and tools and tips and what I'm working with. And don't forget all the code and the Docker image will be on GitHub and on Docker Hub. The links will be in the description, of course, and then you can just scroll it down and follow the description out. If you need to use the Docker Compose, you can just use the tools Docker and Docker Compose. Inside here you can just run this and it will spinning up a Docker container. Just remember to change the information here if you need that, else you're good to go. So I think you are ready to starting with the video and good to go and beginning to code. So let's going for the logging flask, and down here I want to make the return type response and int. That's what we're going to do, and I will edit down here because we always want to return that, and that's what we want to expect. So if something is going wrong, then we get an error in the editor. I will copy this. I will copy this below here. All of those, that's code. I'll just copy it down here because we need it similar. So that's what we're going to do. And if we're going back for this one, we have the headers, we know that, and then we have the body, it's empty, and then we have the ID. I will be sure we have the ID, so I want to search the argument and get the ID, and I will rename this for log ID, and I will now add a remove function, and I'll call this log ID, and everything else here will be the same as it was before. And now you can see we have a duplicate code here, and we have the duplicate code here, and that's, of course, it's not so good, because then it's, if we need to change something, it will take longer time, and the error rate is will be bigger than that. So that's, we want to refactoring. But let's going first to the logging here, and I will minimize this or folding it, collapse, and then I will create a new function called static method and div remove, and log ID is equal to string, and then I will copy those here and go inside. And of course, again, we want to return like a response, and then we need to return no, that's not correct, a boolean and a string, and do the same up here because that's, we know from the last videos. And I want Mongo engine import does not exist. I need that because we do something stuff here. We want to say true and nothing, so it's not getting any bug. Let's going back here and see what happening if I'm just sending this inside. It's probably sending okay, and that's fine. But what we're gonna check now, it's we want to refactoring. So copy this out, cut it up, what I mean, and then going up here and say static method and div, and we make the private one and say return response, and I'll just put it up here. And this is a response, a boolean, and then we need a message, should be a string, and what we want to return is response and an integer. And then you're basically good to go. Going down, and we need to say return Flask logging, and then we are good to go and say response equal to response, message is equal to message. Copy this line, scrolling up, and replace it up here, and then we don't have duplicate lines functions where we don't need it anymore. And of course whoops, that's my Github project, we don't need that right now. And then we just need to say if it's set, then you can do this, else we want to copy this one and send it down and say not found, and not found is 404. So let's go back for this one and remove this and say not found, and now it's saying it's okay. So basically right now it's will working as it should be based on the Flask engine. The stuff we need now, it's going back for the logging and creating the update statement in the database and check about it exists or not, or something like that. So let's go ahead about that. We need some kind of data to test with, so let's go for logging here and edit. We have a body, so let's edit the 3 times, 1, 2, and 3. Then if you're going back for the Mongo here, you can see we have 3 entries, and I will just say this one, whoops, and edit. And what we're gonna do here is say not exist. So if I'm taking this one, save it. If I'm taking this one and edit here for deleting, it's shooting, giving me an error based on that, and it doesn't do this, so that's a mistake. So we can just check about how it's working. I'll just say log message succeeds removed, and I'll just go down here and say try to catch the log message. ODM logging objects get pk is equal to log id, and when we use the pk and it's knowing its object id, then it's taking the strings from the log id and convert it automatically onto the object id. So don't think about that. If it's not working, we say this doesn't exist, and then we basically just return a false and the message here and say log message message not found, and that's it for now. So let's going back here for the postman and just edit to E and send it out. Now it's not found, and if we're taking to D, it's okay. So right now we have the access to it, but based on the environment we don't need we're not allowed to remove it. So that's what we're gonna check up now. So if log identifier is equal to identifier and log environment is equal to environment, and then we need to allow the log to update, and the update we need for this one, and set whoops, not created, sorry, deleted at, and then we need the date time UTC now, and then we need to say return true and the message here, and I just take this one and put up here, and then I want to else and say return false, and then we can say you did not have the right access to delete this log message, and based on that we should be able to declare this one. So let's sending it in and say what's happening. Oh, we need to say this one, and we try it again and say this one and say you did not have access to remove this. So let's go inside here and copy this one. So this ID should be allowed, and save it in. Okay, and then we have deleted this one. Let's update it and see. Now we have 11 fields and we have deleted it. So that's how that's working, and you are able to remove a log message if you want, and of course I will push this up for the Docker image for the new one, and then you're able to download all the source code from my GitHub profile, and then I really hope you want to subscribe this channel by clicking on the thing on the right corner below. And I really hope if you have any questions, please make the comments below and like and share this video. I would be very happy. Thank you so much for your time, and I hope to see you next time. Bye.